The Elbe is a tidal river here, and because there are all sorts of currents, it's not that easy to find people again. Even experienced swimmers have problems swimming against the current for a long time, so the Elbe really isn't suitable for swimming. My name is Laura Navarro. I'm 28 years old and I'm a volunteer with the Altena section of the DLRG Water Rescue Service. Our season goes from the end of April to the end of September, and we're divided into 3 groups, with each group on a 3-week duty cycle. So for me, that means I have a water rescue duty weekend every 3 weeks. The weekend starts on Friday evening at 6 p.m. and ends on Sunday evening at 6 p.m. That's basically 48 hours and around the clock. At the Altena Water Rescue Service, we're responsible for the entire stretch of Elbe from Altena to the Landungsbrücken. In other words, if something happens on the water in that area, we go out with our boats. On an active weekend, the minimum crew size is 6 people. There are usually around 10 of us. And overall, I think we have around 1,000 active members in the Altena district. On particularly hot days, we're out and about on our beach patrol so that we can be right on the spot and can intervene. It enables us to see how many people there are on the beach. People can then also approach us directly, and they don't have to run off for a plaster because we have bandages, cool packs, whatever, and we have them directly with us. We have a relatively large balcony, and we make sure that we regularly check the water and the beach just to see how many boats there are at the moment and how many swimmers are in the water. The river is tidal here, so we have low tides and high tides, and that means we also have undercurrents at the beach. In other words, we don't just have a current in one direction, we have various currents at different levels, and they go in different directions. So it's not that easy to find people again, because at one moment you're at the top, and another moment you can be pushed in a completely different direction. So the Elbe really isn't swimmable.
Die Elbe ist in dem Fall wirklich, es ist kein Badegewässer.
Exercise, exercise, exercise. The Pelican Hamburg 1242 is doing an exercise. The Pelican Hamburg 100 is listening in. And the deployment doesn't come in by carrier pigeon, we have an operations centre. When a call comes in, it gets hectic for a moment. Everyone jumps up, then people grab their life jackets and set off. We have general warning signs on the Elbe, and in addition, we've had water rescue points for 2 years. It was a joint initiative between the HPA, the Fire Brigade, and the DLRG. If you tell us the number you see here at the water rescue point, we know immediately where that person is. Weather conditions for today, so the weather will stay like this. In terms of the rest of the weekend, then depending on what the weather is like, we do exercises and plan them and practice rescuing people from the water. Our boat has a special feature, a bow hatch at the front that we can lower completely, in other words, down to water level. It's quite difficult for the skipper with all the currents and an open bow flap to come alongside a person in the water. It's a matter of timing and speed, and the skipper has to practice regularly because, of course, you want to prevent the person panicking even more.
Einfach damit die Person nicht noch mehr in Panik gerät.
3 meters, 2 meters, we then use hand signals to indicate approximately where the driver needs to go. And then, when we're close enough, we get the person out of the water. 3, 2, 1. So, let's put you down now. Here goes your head. The danger zones are the beaches in Hamburg. One in Lissen, one in Altena, and then there's the one in Blankenese, where we have an old shipwreck in the water called Uwe. The problem is that you can get there relatively easily, and many young people use it as a diving platform. But because of all the currents we have in the Elbe, you could jump down and get caught in a current and pushed under.
In der Elbe kann es halt natürlich passieren, dass du von oben runterspringst, in eine Strömung reingerätst und nach unten gedrückt wirst. Und das Ganze passiert leider häufiger auch.
That also happens pretty often at the ferry jetties. Sometimes people jump off the ferry and there are extreme currents which just drag them underwater against the jetty. It happens quite often and it's rare for people to resurface.
Und es ist wirklich, dass die Leute dann wieder auftauchen, ist selten. Wir setzen uns nach jedem Einsatz.
We sit down together after every outing and talk about what went well and what went badly. And each individual is allowed to say how they felt, what they saw, how they dealt with it. And if someone has concerns, worries or needs, then they're also addressed again in this debriefing.
Dann wird gerade auch nochmal in dieser Nachbesprechung darauf eingegangen.
So it felt good, but then the current came and kept putting you past. If we think we can't cope with the situation ourselves, we have the option of calling on professional counsellors. They're available to us. We can call them at any time, and they would support me if I needed it. It's one big family. We know each other. We spend a lot of time together. So we're friends for life. I'm one of those Hamburg residents who owns a stand-up paddleboard, and so in the summer I like to spend the afternoon on the Alster. Maybe I take a beer with me or listen to a bit of music. It's a bit of sport outside in the fresh air, enjoying the Hamburg summer a little.
In der frischen Luft und man kann den Hamburger Sommer dann auch ein wenig genießen.
All in all, I like the community feeling that we have here and how we work together as a team. Also, how we gain experience with every assignment and really grow together. And overall, that we can give something back to society.
Gesellschaft etwas Gutes wiedergeben können.